Hello, hello, and welcome to lesson number 7 on buyer's repair course. Okay, so in this lesson we will finish about ACEs. Okay, so in lesson number 6, last lesson, we have talked about the structure of an ACEs bias. Today we will see how to work with 8 megabytes ACEs bias and 4 megabytes ACEs bias. Okay, so before we start this lesson, lesson number 7, okay, we need to talk about the offset. So far we have worked with the offset without knowing what it is. As we have seen in this course, working with the offset is critical to find the exact point we are looking for on our bias data. Okay, so we will see in the bias that we will use on our lesson today. Okay, as we can see in this image, we have two bias. Okay, the first one is the backup bias taken from the computer, and the second one is the bias we have downloaded from the website. Okay, lesson number 6. So as you can see, the original bias from my computer has 4096 kilobytes. Okay, this word kilo, this letter K, means 1000. Okay, kilo means 1000, mega means 1 million, giga means 1 billion, and 1 tera means 1 trillion. Okay, this K, this letter K, means kilo, means 1000. Okay, so here we have 4000. Okay, 4K 4096 bytes. Okay, 4096 kilobytes. Okay, we can call it kilobytes. Okay, this is equal to 4 megabytes. Okay, 4 megabytes right here. And the bias we took from the website as 1013. Okay, right here. So okay, so knowing that our bias from the computer is 4 megabytes, okay, we just need to make all the maths. Okay, as you know, I already in previous lessons gave you this image. Okay, so you can write it on a Word document, notepad document. Okay, this is the offsets. Okay, this is the offsets, and 4 megabytes equals to offset 4194,304. Okay, this is the offset of megabytes. Okay, so knowing that 8 bits equals to 1 byte, the calculation gets even easier to do, right? So let's do our maths. So 4 megabytes equals to 4096. Okay, so we grab this number and we multiply by 1024. Okay, doing that equals to the offset. Okay, what we have done here, we have converted these kilobytes to bytes. Okay, let me just pick up my pen to make it easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's start with terabytes. We have tera, we have gigabytes, gigabytes. Okay, we have kilobytes. Okay, we have byte, and that's enough for the lesson today. Okay, so this means trillion. Okay, I'm just going to draw T and R. Okay, meaning trillion. This means billion. Oh, I forgot the megabyte. Okay, mega right here. Okay, mega means million. Okay, mega means million. M. Okay, kilo means 1000. I'm just drawing T and H. Okay, T and H. Okay, this is byte. Okay, this is byte. Okay, easy to understand. Okay, so let me just draw byte. Okay, this is byte. This equals 0. This equals 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this equals to 6 zeros. 3 and 1, 2, 3. This equals 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 3 lines. Okay, 12. Okay, 12 zeros. Okay, so what we have done here, okay, is converted these megabytes. Okay, this is 4 megabytes. Okay, right here we have 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes. Let me just do it alive. Okay, let's just pick our calculator. Okay, so we have, oops, not 2, just need 1. So what we have here is 4 megabytes. Okay, this is 4 megabytes. Okay, as we can see, we have mega. Let me just pick my pen again. We have mega. Okay, under mega we have kilo. Okay, and under kilo we have byte. Okay, so we need to convert this 4 megas. Okay, this is 4 megas or 4 million bytes. Okay, this is 4 megas, meaning mega means million. Okay, this is 4 million bytes. Okay, 4 million bytes equals to 4 times 1000. Okay, 4096. Okay, equals kilobytes. Okay, kilobytes. Okay, this is 4096 kilobytes. Okay, kilo means 1000. Okay, so converted to megas, we have 4. Okay, 4 times 100, we are converting to kilobytes. Okay, we are converting to kilobytes. Okay, remembering that we are converting to kilobytes. Okay, our calculator, where is calculator? It's here. Okay, so we have 4 megas and we need to convert to kilobytes. Okay, simple. 4 times 1024. Okay, and we have converted to kilobytes. Okay, this is the same of 4 megas. Okay, now we need to convert to bytes. Okay, we don't want this value in kilobytes. Okay, we want this value presented in bytes. Okay, so we grab this number right here, okay, in kilobytes, and we will multiply times 1024. Okay, this value multiplied by 1024. Okay, 24, and we have the result in bytes. Okay, so the offset, what is the offset? The offset is the total, it's the total size converted in bytes. Okay, we grab from 4 megabytes, okay, and we convert it to bytes. Okay, and we will end up with 41 94 304. Okay, let's just compare with our calculator. Okay, compare with our calculator right here. Okay, 41 right here. Okay, or 4 millions. Okay, 194,000. Okay, 304. Okay, same here, 4,194,304. Okay, this is the offset of 4 megabytes. The offset is just simple, the converted number from megabytes to bytes. Okay, and that it's for all the sizes of bytes that we will find. Okay, remembering that mega means million. Okay, million bytes. Kilo means 1,000 bytes. Tera means 1,000,000,000 bytes. Okay, and so on, so on, and so on. Let me just minimize. Okay, going to the next image. Okay, and so after we have the 4 megabytes, okay, after we have the 4 megabytes calculated, okay, we can try on 2 megabytes. Okay, the offset of 2 megabytes. Okay, as you know, 2 megabytes is 2048. Sorry, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Kilobytes. Okay, this is K. Kilobytes. Okay, because this number represents 2 gigabytes. Okay, 2 gigabytes. In English is gigabytes. Okay, this number here represents gigabytes. Okay, this is wrong. This is K. This is KB. Okay, kilobytes. So the offset of 2 megabytes right here, okay, it's 2048 kilobytes. Okay, times 1024 kilobytes equals to 2097152 bytes. Okay, bytes. So this is wrong. Okay, it is not bits, it's bytes. Okay, right here, bytes. Okay, 2097152 bytes. Okay, and this is the offset of 2 megabytes. Okay, what have we done? We just converted from megas to bytes. Okay, that is megas, kilos, and under kilo we have byte. Okay, so the offset is just a simple converted calculation. Okay, we calculate the value from megabytes. Okay, then we multiply times 1024 to get the kilobytes. Okay, and then we calculate it again. Okay, again, multiplying. Okay, again, for 1024 kilobytes again, and then we will obtain the 2097152. Okay, so recalculating the offset. Okay, we have tried with 4 megabytes and 2 megabytes. Okay, so and so we know, okay, how to work with the offset, and so we know the offset we need to use, so we know the number. Okay, the offset concerning to that specific megabytes. Okay, size megabytes. Okay, so another way to find the offset. Okay, there is 2 ways so we can find the offset. Okay, this is the way I always use. Okay, I always use this method. Okay, but I will teach you both methods. Okay, there's this method, calculating the offset, and the second method. Okay, you just simple go to the file. Okay, let me just see where is my mouse. Okay, it's here. You just go to the file. Okay, with 4 megabytes right here. Okay, and go to properties. This is in Portuguese, but it means properties. Okay, on the tab called general, search for the size of the file. Okay, on the size of the file you will have 4 megabytes. Okay, and then you will see the same number converted into bytes. Okay, this number converted into bytes. Okay, and we will have the offset 4,124 sorry, 124,304 bytes. Okay, so the second method, the second way we can know the offset of the file is just clicking the file we want, properties, on the tab called general. This is in Portuguese, okay, but it's quite similar, okay. General with general, okay. In English we'll have here general, okay, and then go to size, okay. You will have the megabyte size and the bytes, okay. This is called the offset, okay. This is called the offset, okay. 4 millions, because it's mega means million, okay. 4,124,000, okay, 304. Why? Okay, simple math. This is million, this is thousand, okay, and this is unit, okay. Unit, okay, unit, thousand, million, okay, simple. Então, so we have 4,194,304, okay, bytes. So this is the two ways we can find the offset that we need to properly work with this file, okay, right here. Okay, continuing our lesson, okay, and then once we extract the bias from the website, we get the computer backup bias and the website bias, okay, and we see that the bias that we have downloaded from the website contain less information. Just point it right here, okay. It contains less information from the comparing with the bias we have taken from the computer, okay. So besides this bias taken from the website has less information, okay, we can say that despite this bias has less information, it contains too much information, okay. How can it be possible? Simple. If the computer backup bias has 4,096 kilobytes, okay, half of this size is 2,048, okay, not this 2.5 megabytes, okay, or 2,560, okay. So we have information here on the bias taken from the website we need to delete, okay. So once again, let's see on our calculator, okay. On our calculator, let's just clear, okay, or clear everything, clear. Okay, so let's do our calculations, okay. So we have 2,048 equals to 2 megabytes, okay, the real 2 megabytes, okay. Sorry, 2,256, okay, the bigger number is always the first, minus 2048, okay, and we see that we have 512 kilobytes surplus, okay, that we need to delete, okay. We need to delete this information right here, okay. As you know, this is lesson number 7, okay. As you know, this 512 kilobytes belongs to KBC, okay. This is the KBC bias, okay, with 512 kilobytes, okay. This belongs to KBC, okay, right here. But let me just minimize this, okay, and let's first work with the bias we have on our image, okay. So as we see, I'm sorry, okay, as we see, okay, we have 4 megabytes and 2 megabytes bias, okay, and a little bit of information we need to cut, okay. We need to delete. Cut, no, okay. Let's not call it a cut, okay. We call it delete, okay. We cut, delete right here, okay. So let's first identify each bias. Bias number one, right here, okay, right here. Bias number one, right here. Okay, it's the website bias. Bias number 2, right here. Bias number 2, right here. Bias 2, right here is the backup. It's the backup we take from our computer. Okay, so looking for both bias at the offset 0, okay, we can see clearly that they are not equal. Okay, they are not equal. Okay, now let's take a look at the end, at the tail of each bias. Okay, at the tail of each bias, we can see that they are equal. Okay, they are equal. They are equal. So they are equal. Okay, right here. At the end of each bias, they are equal. Okay, so as we learned in the last lesson, we will use the 2 megabytes offset, okay, of the computer bias. Okay, don't forget we are working with ASUS bias. In ASUS bias, we only use the bias we took from the website, we have downloaded from the website, only for reference. Okay, the file we will flash on the EEPROM on the BIOS IC, it's the same file we have took from computer. Okay, don't forget that. So remembering last lesson, we will not work with BIOS we took from the website. Okay, we will work in the BIOS that we have taken from the computer. Okay, so at this point, okay, at this point, we will use the 2 megabytes offset of computer BIOS. Okay, so we go on the computer BIOS, okay, offset 0, okay, and we go to the option, go to, this is the option, go to, okay, this is the option. I'm sorry, but I'm always losing my mouse. Okay, it's here. On the option go to, it says offset. We will insert the offset concerning to 2 megabytes. As you know, 209, 71, 52. Okay, from where? From the beginning of this file. Decimal. Okay, and we want decimal number. Okay, right here, and we want decimal number, and we press go. Okay, and we will press go. Okay, go, and using the go option, okay, we are directly taken, okay, to the exact point of the offset 209, 71, 52 right here. Okay, 209, 71, 52 right here. Okay, this is the offset right here. Okay, offset right here. Okay, let's count 144, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, 51, and right here is 52. Okay, 209, 71, 52. Okay, and this is the information that we need. Okay, so as this bias right here that we took from the website, okay, is not correct. It is not correct. Okay, and this is lesson number 7, and we need to be engineer, we need to be smart. Okay, at this point of this course. Okay, so this bias taken from the website is only 2 megabytes. Okay, plus 2 megabytes from May bias, plus 512 kilobytes that belongs to the KBC bias. Okay, so we will not work yet on the bias we took from the website. Okay, first and foremost, in these cases, we use the information on the website, on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, so once we have found the offset concerning to 2 megabytes, right here we will select this block of information 21C300C2. Okay, and we will copy this information and we will paste here. Okay, we will paste here on the bias we have downloaded from the website. Okay, and we have found we have copied this information. We have copied this information. We have passed on the bias we took from the website. Okay, and the information is here. Okay, let's just verify the information after and before. Okay, information after: AF 0000, AF 0000. Okay, matches. Okay, double F, double F, double F, double F. Okay, everything is okay. So this position right here, okay, this position right here, okay, points exactly to the BIOS region. Okay, on level 2 I will explain with more details what is the decryptor region, BIOS region, MEA region, okay, and all 5 regions. Okay, I will explain in details, okay, what is each region of the BIOS. Okay, here. So this is the point where the BIOS region started. Okay, right here. So it is here that begins the BIOS region. Okay, another method we can use is using the offset. Okay, it's using the offset right here. Okay, as we saw at the beginning of this lesson, 2 megabytes is not 2560 kilobytes. Okay, 2 megabytes equals to 4048 kilobytes. Okay, doing our maths. Okay, doing our maths. Okay, 512 times, okay, 1024 equals to offset. Okay, the offset is 52 42 88. Okay, 88. Okay, this is the offset concerning to 512 kilobytes. Okay, so once we know that this information right here as a surplus of information, okay, have too much information, okay, and the difference is 512 kilobytes, we will do our maths. Okay, and this is the offset we need to look on the BIOS we took from the website. Okay, the BIOS we took from the website, we choose the option go to. Okay, and in the option go to, we have here the exact point of the offset 42 42 88. Okay, how do I know that this offset belongs to this BIOS and not this one? Okay, simple, just watch this offset. This offset right here shows 2 megabytes. Okay, shows 2 megabytes. Okay, this offset right here, okay, shows 500 kilobytes. Okay, it shows 500 kilobytes. Okay, as I said before, 1 2 3, okay, it's unit. Okay, 1 2 3 means 1000, and 1 2 means million. Okay, means million. Let's compare. 1 2 and 3, this is the unit. Okay, followed by 3 zeros of 1000. 1 2 3, this is 1000, and this is million. Okay, and this number 2 is in the house of million. Okay, this 5 is in the house of thousand. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2, unit, thousand, and million. Okay, so this offset belongs to this offset right here. Okay, 52 42 88. Okay, so this is the offset concerning the difference. Okay, what I have done here was just simply calculating the difference. Okay, let me just explain once again. Okay, slower. What I have done, it was just calculating the difference. Okay, what difference? The difference between the correct value Okay, the correct value of 2 megabytes is 2048. This is the exact size I want. Okay, this is the exact okay, size that I want. This is the real size I want. Okay, for 2 megabytes. 2 megabytes, it's not 2560. Okay, it is not. Okay, so this is the value that I want. I want 2048. Okay, so the difference between this value and this value right here is 512. This is the difference. Okay, this is the difference between these two values right here. The difference between these two values. Okay, I simply calculate the difference. Okay, I simply calculate the info I need to delete. Okay, but Claudio, how do I know? Okay, if this difference, if this 512 kilobytes is at the top or at the bottom? Okay, we just, let me show you again what I have done, okay, so you understand. Okay, I compare both bias. Okay, look, the beginning it's different, okay, but the end it's equal. I cannot cut the end. Okay, if I cut the end, if I delete, okay, not cut, okay, in a programming language, okay, we do not say cut. Okay, we have garbage mod. Let me see if I can remember. Okay, garbage collector, delete, comment. Okay, so we don't have the cut. Okay, so delete. I will say delete. Okay, so we cannot delete the end of this bias. Okay, because we need this end, we need this tail, we need this bottom. Okay, they are equal, they are not similar, they are equal. Okay, mathematically speaking, when we say that something is equal, we are saying that it's the same thing. Okay, twin brothers are not equal, are similar. Okay, when we say that something is equal, we say that it's the same thing. Okay, like this in math. Okay, because math is a language. Okay, is a language. Okay, when mathematically we say that 2 plus 2, okay, we have 2 sticks plus 2 sticks. This is the same thing as having 4 sticks. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay, it is not similar. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, so this plus this equals, it's the same thing as we are having 4 sticks. Okay, so time plus 2 plus 2 equals 4. Okay, 2 plus 2, it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same as 4. Okay, it's not similar. When mathematically speaking, okay, when we say that one thing is equal to another, we are saying that it's the same thing. There is no difference. Okay, similar or quite similar, okay, it's something that look like. Okay, but when you say that this is equal, you are saying that it's the same thing. There is no difference. Okay, right here. So the end, the bottom, okay, of both files are equal. So being equal, we don't have to change, we don't have to delete anything from here. Okay, but the head, it is not equal. Okay, so the head, it is not equal. We have to move, we have to delete, we have to work on the head. Okay, we will not move, we will not touch the bottom. Okay, we need to work on the head. Okay, how do I know where do I work? Okay, we only work when it's different. We only work when it's different. If it's not different, it's equal. If it's equal, okay, we do not touch. Okay, so knowing that I have 512 kilobytes to remove, to delete. Delete from where? From the beginning. Okay, so from the beginning, the offset 0. Okay, I will use the go to option, the option go to, and then I will simply calculate. The 512 kilobytes. I will find the offset, the proper offset, and I will insert this offset value on the option go to, and the software will take me to the exact point right here where I need to delete. Okay, so all this information up to the offset 0. Okay, I will delete all this information right here. Okay, from the offset 524288 to the offset 0, I will delete everything. Okay, all this information, it will be deleted. Okay, and now I have deleted all that information. Okay, and we can see, okay, that this information is equal to this information right here. I forgot to point, okay, to mark to here. Okay, it's the same information. Okay, it's equal. It's equal. Okay, let's see. Okay, AF 0000000021 1E C2 AF. Okay, let's compare. Okay, AF 00000021 1E C2 AF. Okay, so it's equal. Okay, it's equal. Okay, so here we have all the bias region. Okay, right here we have all the bias region. Okay, right here at this point. So what we will do is copy all this information from the bias we have downloaded from the website. Okay, and we will pass this information to here from on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, from the computer. Okay, so after we passed all this information, okay, remember, on the ASUS computer we always use the file, okay, not the data but the file itself that we have downloaded from the computer. Okay, we will not use the bias from the website. Okay, so we copied all this information and we have passed to the bias we took from the computer. Okay, and all this information appears marked as red. Okay, meaning that this information was passed to here. Okay, at this point. So at this point we have the 4 megabytes bias completely rebuilt. Okay, let me just show you the offset. Where is the mouse? I'm sorry, but my mouse I'm always losing because it is so small that I lose my mouse. Okay, right here, this is 4 megabytes. Okay, this is the offset of 4 megabytes, 41, 94, 304. Okay, and we have our 4 megabytes bias. Okay, rebuilt. After this, we will work with 8 megabytes bias. Okay, so after seeing how to work with 4 megabytes bias, we will see how to work with 8 megabytes bias. Okay, until today, okay, lesson 1 to 6, we have worked with 1 megabyte bias, 2 megabyte bias, and now with 4 megabytes bias. Okay, and today we will work with 8 megabytes bias. Okay, so as we know, we always need to have the website bias and the bias from the computer. Okay, the backup bias. Okay, so in image we have 3 files. My mouse, okay, it's here. Okay, KBC bias, okay, with 128 KB, meaning that this is the KBC bias. Okay, and we need to flash on the KBC, okay, 128 kilobytes. This is the main bias, okay, and this is the bias we took from the website, okay, with 4 megabytes, okay. So as we know, we need to make some math again, okay, we need to do some mathematics again, okay. Let's just clear everything, clear, okay. So we have two bias, okay, we have 8,192 concerning to 8 megabytes, okay, and we have this KBC bias of 126, okay, kilobytes equals, okay. So right here we see that this file taken from the website should be 8.318, but no, okay, it's only 4 megabytes, okay, it's only 4 megabytes, okay, 4 megabytes, 4.2 megabytes, okay, is the total size of this bias right here, okay, we took from the website, okay. So let's open, let me just minimize him, let's just open, okay, and before we start working, okay, on bias, let's first know which bias each, okay, who is who. Bias number 1 on the top right here, bias number 1 KBC bias, bias number 2 computer bias, bias number 3 bias from the website, okay. Once again, number 1 KBC bias, number 2 main bias, bias number 3, okay, website bias. So let's start with bias number 1 KBC bias, okay. Once again, do not forget that in ACES bias we do not use the website bias, okay, meaning that we get the information of the website bias, but we copy that information and we passed the information on the backup bias, okay, KBC bias or the main bias, okay. Once again, don't forget, okay. So we will start on the offset 0, okay. As we can see, on bias number 3, it's totally different from the bias number 2 main bias and bias number 1 KBC, okay. So let's start by select this information, copy and paste on the bias we took from the computer, okay. So we select 02, 0E44, and I guess it is 12, okay, I guess, okay, 12 or something look alike. We copy and we will pass this information, okay, choosing the option find, we will choose the option find, okay, and we will pass this information, okay, on the bias we have downloaded from the website, okay, and we have found right here, okay, and we have found, okay. Let's just compare after the, yes, it is 12, the 02, sorry, 02, 0E45, 12, okay. Let's just compare 1B, correct, 57, 57, 12, 15, 96, okay, it is all equal, okay, it is all equal, okay. So we have found this information, okay, in the offset of 4 megabytes, okay. Remembering again, this is unit, this is thousand, and the rest is million, okay. If the number is here, means 4 million, okay. This is 4 million and something, okay. So this is million. So we can compare the data, okay, and see that they are equal, okay. So the beginning, okay, it's okay, okay, and then let's see the end of each, okay. Let's see the end of each. So the end sorry, let's see the end of the KBC bias. Okay, the end of KBC bias, it's F's. Okay, a bunch of F's. Okay, and actually it's difficult to find because F's, it's only F's. Okay, there is no difference between them. Okay, there's no point that makes us difference. Okay, sorry, differentiate. Okay, differentiate. Okay, the exact point, so we can delete the information. Okay, there is no way, okay, to us to know where this specific FF is. Okay, so what we have to do is using the offset. Okay, at this point of this course, okay, lesson number 7, we need to put in practice all the lessons, lesson 1 till lesson number 6. Okay, so right here, okay, we need to be smart. What we will do, okay, what do I do in these cases? Okay, when I don't know where the code ends, what I do is select everything from this point. I will select everything. Let me just, okay, the mouse is here. I will choose everything. Okay, I will select everything from this point, okay, down. Okay, to the end, till the end. Okay, I will select all this information till the end. Okay, all this information till the end. From the offset 41, 96, 350, okay, 50, 51, 52. Okay, from this offset down, okay, till the end of this code, I will select everything. Okay, and I will simply got this information. I will open a new file and I will paste all this information to a new file. Okay, here it is. Let me show you again. Okay, let me show you again. E W T T at, okay, 7. I don't know how to say this in English. Okay, so I jumped this sign. I guess it's Cyphron or something like that. Okay, 7. Okay, E W T T at, okay, it's equal. Okay, so what I did was I select all this information down. Okay, all this information down. Okay, till the end of the code. I select everything. Okay, I cut this information or copy, okay, this information. I have opened a new file and I pasted all that information to a new file. Okay, right here. So what to do next? Okay, we need to think, we need to be smart, we need to be engineer. Okay, we need to let me see, okay, if I can find the words, the exact words. Okay, we need to be creative. Okay, creative. So we have all that information here. Okay, but we only need 128 kilobytes. Okay, so we have compared the beginning, and the beginning sorry, the beginning is equal. Okay, equal means the same. Okay, the beginning is equal, but the end, the only difference is the end. But why it's different? Because we don't know where it ends, because it ends in a bunch of F's. Okay, there is no there is no point that makes us, that able us to differentiate. Okay, so we need to create that point. How using the offset. Okay, so we know that this is the KBC bias is 128 kilobytes. Okay, so the offset, okay, the offset of 128 kilobytes, it's 13 10 72. Okay, let me just write it here. Okay, pick up my pen. Okay, the offset of 128 is okay, this is the offset of 128 kilobytes. Okay, just pick up your calculator, okay, and make 128 times, okay, multiplying by 1024, and you will get 131072. Okay, this is the offset we need to look. Okay, this is the offset we need to look. Okay, so the offset of 131072, okay, and it will take us to the exact point. Okay, we need to delete. Okay, we need to delete. Okay, this is the point. With this bias we have no such problem. Why? Because that remain, because because from this point, let me just show you. Sorry, I'm always losing my mouse, okay, because it is so small. Because from this point right here to the end, it's 1028 kilobytes. Okay, it's the exact size we need. Okay, but if this code were bigger, okay, we needed to cut. Okay, we needed to delete, okay, all that garbage information, okay, all that garbage data. Okay, but in this file, okay, in this file right here, okay, that we have copied from the buyer's website, from the website buyers, okay, it's only 128. Okay, it helped us a lot. Okay, as we can see right here, okay, the full size, okay, the full size, okay, right here, let's just right here, okay, the full size, clear, all clear, everything clear again. Okay, so we have 4096 plus 128. Okay, oops, something went wrong. Okay, 4096, okay, plus 128. Okay, it will give us, okay, around this value that we have here. Okay, so this is the 4 megabytes plus the 128, okay, KB, this information that we have right here. Okay, so at this point, sorry, let me just minimize my calculator. Okay, and continue. Okay, at this point we have the KBC bias already done. Okay, what it left? It left the main bias. Okay, as we can see right here, okay, this is the bias we have downloaded from the website. Okay, so we can see right here that we have our bias region, okay, our file with 4 megabytes. Okay, our file with 4 megabytes right here. Okay, so right here. Okay, so this is the point where the KBC bias starts, okay, and it goes to the end of this code. Okay, so all this information from here to the top, okay, belongs to bias region. Okay, belongs to our main bias with 8 megabytes. Okay, so we will copy all this information up from this 0080 F3FF up to the offset 0. Okay, we will copy all the remain information, and we will pass on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, right here, okay, and we have passed all that information, okay, on the bias we took from sorry, on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, so and we have, okay, all the information we need, okay, to flash this bias. So we have all that information. Okay, we have just right here, okay, 8B, A6, 3C, A4. Okay, so we have so we have all this information. Okay, we need to rebuild this bias. Okay, this is the bias right here. Oops. This is the bias from the website. This is the bias we took from the computer. What we do is we use the AB, A6, 3C, 4A right here. Okay, we use the option find. Okay, and we will find this information on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, and we will select, not in here, okay, not in here, we will not use this file. Okay, we copy all this information right here and we will paste on here. Okay, on here, on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, on the bias we took from the computer. Okay, and so we will have this bias with 8 megabytes. Okay, let me see right here. Okay, so with this lesson we end with ASUS bias. Okay, any question, just email me, Skype me, Facebook. Okay, and I will gladly answer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson number 7. Okay, working with bias, ASUS working with bias with 4 megabytes and working with bias with 8 megabytes. Okay, in this lesson I did not teach how to make a brand new ME region. Okay, that I will teach step by step with details in level 2. Okay, and in a level advanced level. Okay, on bias repair. Okay, so what you have learned here, okay, it's fix a bias when the bias region is faulty. Okay, so see you next lesson.